All right, mathematicians, in the last video, I showed you how to identify similar shapes they had to have the same shape, same angles, and corresponding sides so that we can write a proportion. And hopefully you've done that for 5 and 6. So now let's look at section C. Now that we have identified similar figures, we are going to learn how to solve for the missing side. So we're going to calculate the length of the missing side. Notice we have numbers now. We have numbers on our similar figures. We're not going to go through the process of is it the same shape because we know that. And do they have corresponding angles? We know that. But what we are going to do with this one is we're going to just focus on the sides. So I'm going to highlight my sides. EF matches BC. ED matches BA, and AC matches DF. So now I'm going to set up my proportion, but this time I have to choose the color orange because that's where my variable is. So I have to use orange. I'm going to choose to put them side by side, and then I'm going to pick another color, either blue or pink. I'm just going to choose blue just because I like blue. But you choose whichever one you want to. It might be like the one with the easier numbers. Doesn't matter. They will all come out to be the same answer. So here is my small shape. Here is my big shape. And I'm going to now plug it in. Big orange is X. We don't know. Small orange is 5. Small blue is 4, and big blue is 8. So now I can solve this proportion, which we know how to do because we've been doing it for the last unit and a half. So I am going to multiply 5 times 8, and that's going to multiply 4 times X. And we just saw 5 times 8 is 40. Then to get rid of the X, to isolate it by itself, I have to do the inverse operation. This is multiplication, so I'm going to have to divide. And we divide using a fraction bar. So 40 divided by 4 is 10. So that means that our missing side equals 10. Awesome. I am going to let you practice number 2 by yourself. I am going to do number 3. And I'm going to help set up number 4. Remember, you can always take number 5 and 6, trace it on your patty paper, and rotate it so that you can match the sides. Do it on your patty paper, rotate so you can match the sides. So I'm going to do number 3. Number 4, I'm going to help you set it up, but you're going to solve the rest of them on your own, and then you're done with your packet. So let's set up number 3. I'm just going to pick purple this time, and I'm going to match my sides. Notice that this one's just mirrored. It's just flipped. So the outside is the outside. How do I know that? Because of my 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle, it's the same. The angles help you notify your what sides are the same. The blues I'm going to put on the bottom. And then my orange, these are my hypotenuse or my slants. So now I know I have to use blue. Why? Because blue is the variable. So I have to include the color blue in my proportion. Now I just need to pick another color. And based on numbers, I'm just going to use the one with the smaller numbers, which is purple. Because they both have decimals, so it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to do my big shape here just because it's right there. And I'm going to do my small shape here because it's right there. So now I'm going to fill it in. X in my blue. Small blue is X. Small purple, 4.5. Big blue, 20. Big purple, 15. Now that I have my proportion, I am going to solve it. And we know how to solve it. So go ahead and do that. And let me know what your answer is, what you get for X, or your missing side. the last one, I'm going to help you set it up. I am going to redraw these two shapes because it's a shape in a shape. So here is my big triangle, and then here is my little triangle. My little triangle is inside of the big triangle. Now notice I still need all of this for the big one, but I only need this for the little one. And the same thing with the sides here. I need all of that, BE. So let's label B to E, and then A, and then my little one, D, C, and E, because they share E. So now that I have that, I can label BA and DC. I'm just gonna call that purple. So BA or AB and DC. We're gonna call those purple, and I'm gonna write that down. AB is 54 millimeters. DC is 12 millimeters. Now I'm going to choose a different color. BE and DE. BE and DE. So DE right here is X, and BE is 76.5. So we know that we have to use the color pink because it has our variable, and we have to solve for the variable. Now we have our other color, which I'm gonna choose green on this one, which is AE, and AE is 54 milliliters, or millimeters. CE, which is here, is 12. So because they're the same, it doesn't matter which color we choose. So since I already have green in my hand, I'm going to use green. And this one's gonna be my big one. This one's gonna be my small one. So I got small pink, X. Big pink, 76.5. Big green, 54. Small green is 12. And now I can solve my proportion the way I know how to solve it. Please remember to show your work. Just because I am not going through all the steps to solve for X, I expect you to go through all the steps and solve for X. And those steps are just like we did on the very first packet. Write out your equation and solve. I expect you to color code as well. Now you have number 2, 5, and 6, and of course you still have to finish 3 and 4 because we did not get the answer to those. All right, if you don't understand, go ahead and replay this video, and don't forget on questions 5 and 6, utilize your patty paper to trace whichever one you want to trace so that you can rotate it and find the corresponding side. So remember, once you trace it, make sure you label so you will know which ones match which ones. And write your numbers too. 6, 9, 10.8. Awesome. I hope that helps. And do the same on this one. See you in the next video.